Hey, what's happening? It's Bill Smith. So I think I just broke a story here. No one was talking about this, and then I put out a video, and then bam, like I just came back and checked the searches to see where I would land. My video landed. I keep track of that stuff in my personal journals and stuff, I guess, because I'm interested. Because YouTube will do whatever they can to smash this stuff down. If you break a story about one of these protected people, one of the people that didn't really do anything to get where they are. They have rich parents or well plugged in, wealthy people, support them, back them, put them with it. I mean, these are made people. They did not get there on their own is what my point is. So they're part of the system. They know people. YouTube is going to do whatever it can to keep this story from running its course. All right. So I just want to get this on record. I'm going to go over some searches and we're going to talk about it. Before we get any further, here is a link to the actual indictment. Okay, this is kind of big deal stuff. I'll leave a link to the arrest warrant for Lauri Laughlin, Olivia Jade's mother. And the story goes, if you haven't heard so far, they were paying people. The word is, I said millions of dollars. I think it was $500,000 to get Olivia Jade, Lauri Laughlin's daughter, into USC. Which seems like is an exorbitant amount for such a shit school that no one really cares about. Like, I'm sorry if you're at USC. Okay, I'm not saying that. You're going to a great school. I'm just saying it's not Harvard or Stanford. Once you get out of Harvard, Stanford, Yale, you get outside of the big names. USC is kind of like a backup school for a lot of people. It doesn't have the same social atmosphere attached to it, the same snootiness of I did this. College education's a college education. It's not really that much better between schools. It's all based on recruiting and then how much you put into it. It's all based on what you did at college to get good at whatever it is that you're going to do in a profession. So $500,000, that is the rumor. All right, so here she is. I'm logged out. I just want to point that out. Search rankings are different, logged in or logged out. But, okay, here is my video. Olivia Jade's mom, Lauri Laughlin, arrested for helping her cheat on college admissions. And here's the Kiki channel. What's up, Kiki channel? I like when you highlight just the words that really matter, Her mom was arrested for cheating to help her get into college. That was Olivia Jade. I didn't even know who this girl was. She does makeup videos. All right? Sure, she's the most interesting person on the planet, Good for her. But why did you have to cheat to get into your college? I don't understand that. Like, if you have plugged-in parents, why don't you just say, hey, look, I have a really popular stuff. I'm a media personality. I deserve to go here. And if not there, somewhere else. What does it matter? Anyway. It makes me feel like she's not a very authentic person. I don't even know her. I'm sure she's a fabulous person in real life. Okay? I'm not really mad at her. I'm mad at the situation of using money to get what you want, and gaming a system and cheating, and then having people make up like that you're a great athlete and you did all these other things that didn't even actually exist. It's just a fraud. And if you perpetrate a fraud, that makes you a fraud. You're a fraud if you do that. If you're not authentic about who you are and getting where you're going and not letting anything stop you and use money to do it, that's paying to get more influence. Using your influence to get money and then money to get more influence. It's a vicious cycle. I haven't activated Windows. I'm sorry. I'm stealing it. Okay, my point is this was the first video. There's nothing else. And we can go look at something else if you want. But then the Kiki channel picked this up. What's up, Kiki channel? So we're going to check her out. Sorry, I can't get past the ad. Just offering my perspective as a former D1 college athlete on why this situation is especially wrong. Check out her merchandise. She's selling t-shirts over on Teespring. She got some Instagram you can sign up for. Kelly Dennison, what's up? She pinned a comment. 12 minutes. So this is after she did her video. I imagine that she saw my video, okay, did her own video. I'm going to read this. I haven't seen it yet. And she says, so I've been doing a little more research, and I've been able to essentially confirm that these students who were fictitiously designated as, quote, recruits for teams did indeed take someone else's spot in the athletic recruitment process. God. Essentially, each team, especially premier schools, provide a certain amount of slots to get recruits admission to the school, even if they are below traditional standards. So, because these students needed bribery from their parents, they were clearly below university requirements, meaning they not only took a recruit spot from a prospective athlete, but they also took a spot from an athlete who had no way of getting into their dream college other than sports. So, and that's the tough spot. I don't think IQ and test scores really determine position and ability in life. You know, there's a lot more things. I think Buffett said, like, if you're over 120 in IQ, you should sell the rest of it because it's not really worth it. Once you get to a certain level, you know, or you have other abilities. Olivia Jade's got 2 million subscribers on YouTube doing makeup tutorials. Why is that not good enough to get her into USC? Why would you need to pay to make things up or have someone take test scores on your behalf, a guy in Florida, you know? All right. So this is blowing up. Again, there was nothing out there. The reason why I found this was I just went up, I just looked up Lauri Laughlin on Wikipedia. And it was like, because I was wondering, what's your background? Who are you? You know, who are you married to? And then she had this daughter that's on YouTube that just happens to be in college right now at USC. One of the schools on the indictment, and she was arrested. You know, she was arrested for doing this. So no one focused on this Olivia Jade person whose privilege, whose rich wealth, privilege, and Hollywood connections, you know, allowed her to gain access to something that unfairly ruled someone else out. She was able to use her privilege to get ahead in the system, and that system, in this instance, was a difficult to get in school called USC. It's in LA. It's by all the people that she knows. It's where she wanted to go to school because all her friends are going. You know, she's not like, I think USC was kind of a good school for her probably because, you know, she couldn't get in any other way. And then it doesn't sound like she's like Harvard material, you know. So maybe USC, to need help like this, $500,000 to get into UFC, if that is true. I don't know if that's been confirmed yet. But if that is true, that it cost $500,000 to get Olivia Jade into USC, that's like, your parents, like, why didn't your parents just use their influence and just go, hey, she's going here, you know? It'll be good for the school. She has a YouTube channel. She's important, you know? It costs you $500,000 to get her in. I just think that the whole situation is so messed up. You know, there's so much here. I usually don't report about this kind of stuff. I report about government corruption. I read government indictments, you know, things like that. We've talked about some conspiracy theories. Macaulay Culkin being a Satanist, you know, openly talking about murdering kids and stuff, joking about it. These pedophiles on Twitter making pedophile jokes, like, it's all documented. It's not like I make it up. I just show it to you. Is it true? Yeah. Is it not? I don't know. Tell me I'm wrong. You know, I'm sure they're good people. I don't know them. You know, Teen Vogue's covering it now. Lauri Laughlin's daughter, Olivia Jade, is being harassed on Instagram following alleged cheating scandal. The scandal involves students who were reportedly recruited as college athletes but did not participate in the designated sport. Lauri Laughlin and Felicity Huffman, USC, has even released a statement. I haven't seen this yet. I am taking credit for breaking this part of the story. Because when I checked the Drudge Report earlier, there was nothing out about... It was all about Lauri Laughlin. And then a quick Wikipedia search. Where's it at? I think it was up here. There it is right there. College admission scandals uncovered. Feds find large-scale cheating plot. Mastermind photoshopped students' faces onto athletes. This is why they were asking for the pictures of the Asian girl. So somewhere in here, there's more. Okay, I'm telling you, there is way more. We're going to go find all of the students that benefited from this and all the schools and who their parents were, how much money was given. I read the indictment, like the whole thing, almost, the important parts I thought. They were asking for, they wanted pictures of some girl on an elite soccer team who was Asian. And that makes sense if they were photoshopping their faces onto these other people. I mean, it's so funny, isn't it? Like, this is what it takes, It just seems so wrong. Like, why? Just be better. Like, if you're going to do this, just go do something more interesting. Just be better. Stanford sailing. I'm telling you, it was all these like fringe. It was never this stuff that was going to get a lot of play, like basketball or football. The sports that draw a lot of attention and money and endorsements and merchandising. It was never going to be that stuff. It's always going to be the side stuff that doesn't make a lot of money, that's easy to take advantage of. Well, there's Lauri Laughlin, is charged, together with her husband, paying $500,000 to have her two daughters designated as recruits to the University of Southern California crew team, even though the indictment says neither daughter participated in crew. There it is in writing. I was taking guesses. I will admit that. I was totally taking guesses. I'd like to know when this was put out. Was this before or after? Now she's being spammed by trolls. Quote, "You're handed everything by your rich mother." Giannulli. God. Her job is to be pretty. You get that? Like, that's her entire world. Her entire world is to be pretty. Be desirable. And if that fades away, or something kind of stains that, or like diminishes that, or like has like the slightest little impact on it, this girl's gonna crack like an egg. No, I hate to say it. It doesn't look like she's built much character outside of this. So I wish her the best, man. Like, that's who you are, though. Your parents paid $500,000 to get you and your sister into colleges. That is a lot of money. Do you understand how much money that is? $500,000 cash? And this is the crazy part. I want to expose this other little gem here. Where are we at? The other little gem that I'm going to leave this at is that her mom, Lauri Laughlin, this whole thing went through a charity. So this fraud, okay, her mother, the fraudulent, like, this is so like cringeworthy, like it just gets you. It's so bad. This woman told her friends, "Hey, I donated $500,000 to a charity," and then her husband used that as a tax write-off when they were just trying to get their daughter into college and paying bribes. That's the insane part, is that this was all routed through a charity. So Lauri Laughlin got to say, "I donated $500,000 to a Save the World fund. Save the whales or the poor African children," whatever it was, whatever flavor of the day it was. AIDS in Africa, whatever she said. She gave it to a charity, and the charity turned around and paid bribes to USC officials to get her daughters into college. That's slimy. That stinks. And it rips the rest of us off, Till next time, this is Bill Smith. Thanks for watching.